Respected dignitaries for today's symposium, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar ji, the founder of Art of Living, Professor Nitin Karmarkar, the Vice Chancellor of Savitribai Phule Pune University, under whose leadership and guidance we've been able to host this program today, all Honorable Vice Chancellors, principals of academic institutions, faculty members, students, and all dignitaries present today at various platforms. Good evening, one and all. Today we have gathered here for a program which is Edu Wellness Symposium. This has been organized by Savitribai Phule Pune University and Art of Living. As we are all aware of the fact that health is the state of body and wellness is the state of mind and being. Here is what Art of Living brings health and wellness together. Samastu, Sukhino Bhavantu, which means that let the whole world become happy. This is what has been the approach of this program today that has been organized with the help and support of Art of Living, where we had Sri Nagarkar ji, who actually approached the university, and jointly we organized and conducted programs for college principals, students, and faculty members. Today we are coming towards the end of that huge program that was conducted jointly. This also brings us to the symposium where the thought was, can all the vice chancellors of the state of Maharashtra come together and discuss this very, very important topic under the COVID situation, which we are facing day in and day out. And that's all about health and wellness. With this, I would like and call upon Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Nitin Karmarkar, sir, to give his welcome address to the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. It's indeed a pleasure to welcome the Chancellor of Savitribai Phule Pune University, as well as the Governor of the State of Maharashtra, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, Guruji, who has been actually inspiring thousands and millions of people during this particular pandemic time, and all the Vice Chancellors who readily agreed to come on this particular platform. I welcome every one of you. During the pandemic, we all know that it began sometime in the month of March last year. We had locked down initially, and most of the things basically came to standstill, including the education, which was hit the most. The examinations had begun just. We had completed a couple of papers, and then everything was closed down. So it was a challenging situation basically to continue with the education, conduct and do the examination, do the assessment, and so on and so forth. But beside that, most important thing was the COVID-19. We all of us, we are not aware about basically the characteristics of this particular disease. And therefore, we are to a great extent, it was a blind probe from every one of us, including the health community. But during that particular time, basically the very ancient art of living, basically the yoga, to a great extent was used as an instrument. And I personally have actually attended many of sessions of Pandit Guruji, and I've been a big follower of those sessions. Every day I've been practicing for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever sessions. And then I've realized that basically this particular pandemic, the COVID-19, to a great extent affects your lung system. And if you intend to basically take care of your lungs, pranayama, and perhaps the yogas, those are the only perhaps the things that are available with us. And I'm pretty sure that every one of you must have been practicing it And when I met Guruji a couple of times during his visit to Pune, during when he was in Mumbai, and to a great extent, Nagarkarji was very instrumental in taking me along to Guruji. So it was very inspiring every time, and this has become a part of my life practice, sort of doing yogas every morning, and I've been immensely benefited. So I thought how to pass it on to basically the student community, to the teachers community, and when I was thinking about this, it was again Nagarkar who came forward, and then he explained it to me that whether we can have this kind of an activity mostly for the students, for the principals, and that is how we began sometime in the last month. And roughly around Pune University is the last structure. It is more or less 850 affiliated colleges, 7.5 lakh students basically, and so many thousands of teachers. So it wasn't a very easy task to bring them on one single platform as such. So we created many sort of this thing, and then wherein the Art of Living provided 800 mentors who actually been mentoring not only on the national stage, but even at the international stage. So a dedicated 800 mentors basically were given by the Art of Living, and through them, roughly around 1.5 lakh students, 600 teachers, all of them to a great extent completed their sessions. The session used to be, it was a 3-day sort of a workshop for every one of them, 45 minutes every day. And then I realized basically the feedback that was given by both the student as well as teacher community to a great extent was mind-boggling. So I thought like this story should even come in front of most of our vice chancellors who are present today. I am pretty sure many of you also have similarly followed this particular practice. So it is a very wonderful program, this COVID protocol that was organized by the Art of Living. I am so grateful to Guruji and especially the team members who helped me immensely in doing so. So with that thought, basically with that background, today's meeting has been organized, and I'm very happy that our Chancellor, Honorable Governor Sarji today had joined, accepted to join basically this particular interaction. In fact, he was traveling, and he said that I would be there, and he's right on at 5 o'clock we are starting the program, despite the fact he had a very busy schedule. So I'm so grateful to you, sir, as well as Guruji, who has accepted to address all the vice chancellors, as well as the principal. All the principals have joined on the different lines as such, as well as the student. So I believe roughly around more than about few lakhs of people have joined for this particular program. So once again, I welcome on behalf of the Savitribai Phule Pune University, as well as on behalf of the Art of Living, both the Honorable Governor Sarji, all the vice chancellors, and the today's speaker, the inspiring Guru, Sri Ravi Shankar ji. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Karmarkar sir. That was really very helpful for all the audience to understand how this whole initiative has gone ahead. Just for the understanding of everyone, we have just created a small 5-minute AV, which talks about the impact of the wellness program that was conducted at Savitribai Phule Pune University. I will request my team members to share the video and AV.
What is COVID Care Program? The World Health Organization describes yoga, pranayams and meditation as a valuable tool, one that increases physical activity and mental well-being. Designed by Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar ji, the COVID Care Wellness Program comprises of brilliant breaths, that is pranayams, power postures, that is yoga, and restful relaxant, that is meditation. The program is a holistic approach inspired by the ancient techniques to enhance the immunity and improve mental well-being required in present times.
It's indeed a pleasure to share with you the experience that we had with Art of Living. You know the background. We've been passing through the pandemic. This COVID-19, a disease, especially attacked your respiratory system. The lungs especially get adversely affected, and so on and so forth. So therefore, what is important being basically that we need to expand our lung capacity. And for that, there is no other appropriate method other than pranayama, other than yoga. And this is what was taught through Art of Living to over 600 odd professors, 1.5 lakh of students belonging to 600 different colleges. And this session to a great extent was conducted by 800 mentors specifically chosen by the Art of Living team. And amazingly, the response was so good.
New normal has brought wellness at the forefront, and this need has to be addressed in the academic system as well. Ability to make wellness as a part of daily life needs to become a culture. And what better than academic institutions of higher learning to imbibe this? Savitribai Phule Pune University's social endeavor to train principals, faculty members and students through Art of Living program of 3 days has had many takers, and reviews shared are positive. Thank you, Art of Living, for your efforts.
The dimensions of wellness include emotional, personal, intellectual, physical, environmental, occupational, and social factors. So this protocol and this program will definitely help us to come out of this pandemic situation, and our future should be more brighter, healthier, and happier in days to come.
In the 3-day program implemented by Savitribai Phule Pune University, 426 principals and close to 1.5 lakh students plus faculty successfully completed the program.
And I'm very happy to say that yes, it has helped us tremendously, especially in the time of this COVID-19. And to boost our immunity, the exercises, the pranayama, or some power postures which have been given, they have really helped us.
For me, when I did this kind of a program with the Art of Living Foundation, I found that my mind, which was agitated, suddenly has calmed down, and it gave me composure.
1 hour a day can help us to maintain good health. It was an excellent beginning, and I'm sure all of us will be easily able to continue it and move towards a better physical and also a mental health.
Initially in the pandemic, I was not able to sleep well and I was facing a lot of anxiety. But after the program, I'm feeling much more confident and happy, and I'm sleeping well.
Everything has helped me improve a lot, and I have been practicing them daily, so I can see the results. There is always a smile on my face. My mood is always nice.
Learning the meditation over there and the breathing techniques really helped me how to channelize the energy inside me.
This Art of Living program will soon get implemented in Nanded University, Kolhapur University, Mumbai University, D.Y. Patil Deemed University, Bharati Vidyapeeth Deemed University, and many, many more.
I would like to congratulate Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir and the entire team of Savitribai Phule Pune University to organize a special COVID care program in association with the Art of Living for 8 lakh students, thousands of faculty members, and over 800 principals.
I hope that was informative for everyone to know what brings us all together here. It's now my proud privilege, honor, to be introducing Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar Ji to the audience today. He needs no introduction. Gurudev is a globally revered spiritual and humanitarian leader. He has spearheaded worldwide movements for stress-free, violence-free society. Through his programs, teachings, and network of organizations, including the Art of Living and the International Association for Human Values, that has its presence across 156 countries, Sri Sri has reached out to an estimated 450 million people. Sri Sri has developed unique, impactful programs that are powerful, equipped to transform individuals to tackle challenges at global, national, community, and individual levels. We're all eager to hear from Gurudev. Over to you, Gurudev.
Everybody, Honorable Governor Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji of Maharashtra and Professor Dr. Nitin Kamlakar ji and all the other vice chancellors and professors and teachers of so many universities. It's such a great joy for me to be with you all this evening, and we will have some fun. We will exchange views, ideas, and you can ask any question that you have in your mind, and I will see whatever comes to my mind. I'll put it in front of you. You know, true education happens when we are in an informal atmosphere. Formal atmosphere is of the West. In the East, we always considered the whole world as our family. And so whether it is a panchayat sitting in the village setup or a school atmosphere we have, which is akin to the Gurukul system, we have created a sense of belongingness. Today, in this digital age, we have surpassed the borders. And what the forefathers in India had dreamed of, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, world as one family, is becoming a reality today. See, we are all in different places and yet we are all connected through internet. And we are all anyway connected from the interior. And that is what the human faculty, human values that India had always stood for. I often say to be a global citizen who is a true cultured, educated person cannot be but a global citizen. And to be a global citizen, we have to be skilled. So there are certain things that we need to learn from people around the world. Let's go to the East. What is that we can learn from Japan? Teamwork. Japanese are the best in doing teamwork. Though they may all be brilliant, they may have brilliant ideas, when they choose a team leader, they go by that. And they are very, very committed. Similarly, when we come to the West, in Germany, precision is their pride. Any German thing, you cannot expect to be 99% sure. It will be 100% sure. Because they are very, very precise in their product. Precision is their pride. And you come to England, their pride is, what we need to learn from English people is efficacy. They're very decent people. They're very high on their efficacies. The French, very artistic. And then you go to America, they are great in marketing techniques. Marketings are the best in America. You know, they will sell you full new moon. They will sell you the moon on a new moon day, and they will market anything. So very insignificant things also they know how to market. They are great in marketing techniques and negotiations. They are very good in this. Now, Russians, when it comes to Russians, they're very conscious about their nationalism, their limits and their pride. Then I don't have to come to China. You will find all sorts of imitation. They are very good in copying very quick from anywhere in the world. when it comes to India, what is the speciality with Indians? It is our human values. Indians have unique thing in our villages, in our DNA. Even if you go to a small village in Maharashtra, they may have one glass of lassi, they will share it with the person who comes. There is a sense of belongingness that we have enjoyed in this country from centuries. But unfortunately, in the last few decades, we have been moving away from that. We are forgetting that sense of belongingness. And this has caused a lot of heartburn, lot of stress and loneliness and all these things. हमारे भारत में आप किसी भी क्षेत्र में जाइए, एक आत्मीयता है, ह्यूमन वैल्यूज है. ये भारत का मुख्य बात है. हम इसको यदि भूल जाते हैं तो फिर हम तनाव से भर जाते हैं. When we were young, I remember at home, whatever happens, when we go to school, we used to take gifts to our school teachers, our college teachers. There was such a close sense of belongingness between teacher and student community, which we would rarely find anywhere else in the world. Not as much. You do find, but here the student-teacher relationship is very sacred, very cordial, and is one of that which empowers the student. What a student learns from empowerment is something that you cannot match just by books or stuffing them with information. This empowerment can only come from teachers and professors and great minds like you all. You know this. I don't have to repeat it. But one thing I would like to say here is, all this can happen when we are free from stress and violence. जब तनाव से हम भर जाते हैं तो फिर हम वो नहीं रहते हैं जो हम हैं. तनाव का पर्दा जब लग जाता है हमारे ऊपर, हमारा व्यवहार में बहुत बड़ा फर्क आ जाता है, हमारा ग्रहण शक्ति में बहुत बड़ा फर्क आ जाता है. You know, the attention span in the classroom reduces. A person is not able to grasp things, and the relationship between the teacher and student is at stake. And then the students go home, the same thing repeats within his own families. I want to here remember one incident. One of our teachers like this had organized a program in Delhi University. So in the beginning of the program course, we gave a form to all the students. There were about 800 students. And the students were to answer these questions. And one of the main question there was, whom do you hate the most? And whom do you hate the second most? Usually लोग पूछते हैं कि आप किसको बहुत चाहते हो. हमने कहा किससे आपका नफरत ज्यादा है, लिखो. You will be surprised to see when we made a analysis of the whole report, 82% of the students said they hate their parents most. And another 85% of the students said the second most hated people in their life is their professors. So, जिस देश में हम मातृ देवो भव, पितृ देवो भव, आचार्य देवो भव बोलते आए हैं, यहाँ पर माता पिता और प्रोफेसर की तरफ इतना एक मन में मुठापा, एक तरह से मन में भाव नेगेटिविटी रहना हमने सोचा उचित नहीं है. तब हमने सबको सुदर्शन क्रिया, योग ये सब कराया. On the last day, on the 6th day, we invited their parents also as guests for the program. You know, that was a very moving scene. Many parents said, you know what happened in the 6 days? There is such a transformation in our kids. We never expected. They have been so nice to us. Same with the professors also said, you know, these young people are very, very different now. तो मेरा कहने का मतलब यह है कि हर एक व्यक्ति के अंदर एक खूबी, एक सुंदरता छिपी हुई है, उसको बाहर निखारना है। जब तक हम उनको तनाव मुक्त होने की टेक्निक नहीं सिखाते हैं, till we don't teach them the techniques to get rid of stress, get rid of anxiety, they live with it, and so it affects their health, it affects their behavior, it affects their career, it affects their life in general. That's why it's very important for us to pay attention. I'm really glad, and you're all very wise, and I would say very conscious teachers and professors who have taken this step to provide the required tools for our young generation, the budding citizens of this country, you know, the blossoming citizens of our country, talents of our country, to learn how to be free from anxiety, tension, especially in the COVID time, when the doors are closed and you have to stay indoors, you can't play out in the ground, you can't go to movie theaters. In this situation, the pressure mounts on young minds. And here we need to give them tools and techniques which can relieve them of this pressure, this anxiety. And we have done the right thing, you know. Today, the world is recognized India's gift to the the yoga and meditation. For your own information, you may already been informed about this. 89 universities in America are doing these programs for credit. So that is, when a student does this program, they will get marks that will add to their degrees. So 89 universities and colleges in America has recognized that it is needed to give our young people the tools and techniques. And so with these words, I would invite questions if you have some. I'm sure you have some. And you know, in this country, it is said, it is wise not to speak. Maun is the first lakshana or sign of intelligence. So the second sign of intelligence is not to say anything unless a question is asked. So that's why all our scriptures start from a question, whether it's Gita or Purana or whatever it is. Somebody asks a question, someone else answers. So anyway, now I've already spoken a little bit. So I would like to keep the second sign of intelligence intact. So I would like to invite you to ask me any question, whatever comes to your mind. And let me see. Yeah.
We have some questions. Already people have sent out the questions to us. Lieutenant General Madhuri Kanetkar Madam, who is the Vice Chancellor of MUHS Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, she has a question for you. How to inculcate a sense of responsibility among students to take charge of their physical, mental, and emotional well-being?
See, if a student is stressed, forget about it. They don't take care of others. That is so far-fetched. They won't even take care of themselves because they are stressed. So first and foremost, we need to teach them how to relieve stress and how to get back the smile. See, a baby smiles 400 times a day. This is an Oxford research. An adolescent smiles only 17 times. An adult hardly smiles every day. So, unless a person feels well within himself or herself, they won't be responsible. They can't take responsibility. So first, step is relieve them of stress and tension, number one. Second is teaching them to communicate about themselves. You know, teenage kids always feel they have been misunderstood. The more they feel they are misunderstood, the more rebellious they become, the more violent they become. If you do a survey of all the violent kids, why they are so, you know, they'll say, because nobody understands me. Here, we have to tell them, teach them not to complain about not others understanding you. How well are you able to communicate yourself to others? So if we attend to these two things, stress relief, second, education in communication, responsibility they will take by themselves. I have seen this happening. Yeah.
There's a question on the screen here. This is from Dr. Ashwini Kumar Sharma, Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis Skills University. How do we convert or transform meditation as a skill set?
Meditation is anyway already a skill, you know, and if you youths are interested to become yoga experts, meditation experts, they are most welcome. It's very big, it's big demand in the whole world. Yoga teachers are in big demand throughout the world. So they can definitely take this as a career if they wish to. But they have to get themselves educated very well and follow the protocols where Ayush Ministry, thanks to our government, that we have an Ayush Ministry who is entirely dedicated to Ayurveda and yoga. So we have made in the Ayush Ministry several protocols. So if you can follow those protocols and get your degree, study well, and of course, it can. On the other side, doing these meditation, pranayama, yoga and all, it enhances your skill. You know, Lord Krishna in Gita has said, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Skill in action is what yoga is. It's not just doing gymnastics. It is to be skillful, and that of course they can definitely do that. In fact, this skill you can see reflecting in every action of theirs. Yeah.
Question from Vice Chancellor Srinivas Varkhedi sir. And the question is how to bring the Indian knowledge and wisdom to the mainstream education. How can we bridge this gap?
Yeah. First of all, whether it is Indian or foreign knowledge, it should stand the scrutiny of science, which we have. So it has to be taught scientifically. You know, scientific means was systematic, logical, analytical, experiential. So these four aspects in science can, the scientific temper, aspects of scientific temper has to be maintained. With this, unfortunately, our ancient Indian systems fulfill this because our forefathers were really scientific in their approach, in their mind. If you read Patanjali Yoga Sutras, it is so scientific because they have defined sleep, they have defined memory, they have defined dream like nobody else have done in the past. So first is the system should be scientifically presented, number one. Second is all the dogmas or extra frills that we attach to, those must be removed. Third is we have to make them understand it is not against any faith or religion. You know, people have their own faith, their own religion. You can follow whatever religion, whatever faith you have. But these go beyond that. Spirituality is something which is beyond one's faith. It is unveiling our true nature. It is a window to the reality. This understanding we must get it, so that everybody feels a sense of ownership with it. Everyone comes together in it. And without much dogma, we must present it. Often when we present something, we attach some dogma. So that will put people off, because our young minds are very logical. बच्चों में भी देखो वो 20 प्रश्न पूछते हैं, ये क्यों करते हैं, वो क्यों करते हैं. तो माता पिता के पास कई बार उत्तर नहीं होता, जबकि उसका कुछ रीजन होगा, उत्तर होने पर भी वो नहीं जानते होंगे. ऐसे होने से फिर बच्चे उसको रिजेक्ट करते हैं, है ना?
Thank you. The two questions are from students. One question from the student is, how can wellness technique help me get out of addiction and obsession?
Definitely it does. It does. I don't know how, but it has done to millions around the world. आप भी करो, आप एक काम करो, आप इसका regularly, you should do it at least for 40 days. Then you will see how you can get over it. And one more clue for getting rid of addiction is, promise yourself you will not get into your addiction for just say 2 weeks time or 20 days. Come what may, 20 days I will not smoke, I will not drink, or I will not do whatever is I consider as my addiction. You will see, you will be able to get over it. So you must take a sankalpa, determination for a short period. Don't say, I will never do it in my life. You will be a failure. Next day you will start having. But if you take a short sankalpa, for next 20 days I will not do it, you will be able to do it. And once you could do for 20 days, take a break and next time do it for 40 days. By this, you will see what you were addicted, what you think is your life, you have already overcome that, and you find yourself in a very beautiful space, a space of freedom, right? Such अंदर से इतना खुशी, freedom आपको महसूस होगा. इसलिए मगर meditation और सुदर्शन क्रिया के साथ करना चाहिए, तभी बढ़ता है.
One from Vice Chancellor Dr. N.J. Pawar sir. His question is, medical university students are the most stressed students during the pandemic. What is your special advice to them to manage their well-being?
I agree with you. That's why I conducted special programs for doctors around the world. About 5,000 doctors from South America participated, similar number from US and Europe, India, everywhere. Medical professionals, I totally agree with you, and healthcare workers, frontline workers were the most stressed. That too before we got the vaccine. That is last April, May, June were the worst month of such panic throughout the world. At least now there is a relief because there is vaccines have come and they know how to handle this. We have gone through the worst period, so the worst is over. Now I would say that you all must do meditation. It's like mental hygiene. You have dental hygiene. You brush your teeth like that. 10 minutes morning, 10 minutes evening should be your mental hygiene. That is Sudarshan Kriya and Pranayam.
So last question is from a student. I'm a young college student. Is it necessary to do meditation now, or should I postpone it for the age of 40? That's the last question, Gurudev, for you today.
Do you want to enjoy life now, or later you want to enjoy after 40 and you want to get stressed out now? This question I am repeating you with another question. Do you want to postpone your happiness? Do you want to postpone being at peace and experience unconditional joy and happy love? Then you better do it now. Do you want to be free from stress and be healthy now? Or you want to be healthy only when you are 40? I tell you, if you are not today now, you won't get it even then, right? So better you get it right away. Okay, this is not something for elderly. Oh, it's not something that you should postpone for another time. You know something? Every time when someone did the program, they all regret. You know what the regret has been? Why didn't I do this before? World over, from Argentina to Mongolia, from Canada to New Zealand, I have heard the same thing. Why didn't I do this before? You know, why I didn't do? My life would have been much better. So it's better you regret right away and not regret after 40 years when you do it. Then you will have the same regret then also. Okay. All the best to every one of you. And I wish a good, healthy, happy, vibrant life for you. And let us spread this message of mental hygiene. I would call it mental hygiene. To every home, let's unite people's hearts and minds. Let us bring happiness. हम सब यदि सोचते हैं, जानते हैं, तो एक खुशी की लहर ला सकते हैं. एक तनाव मुक्त समाज की कल्पना भर हमारे मन में आनी चाहिए. इसका हम कल्पना करेंगे, फिर देखिए आपको जगह जगह मुस्कुराता हुआ चेहरा दिखने लगेगा. हम ये काम करने लगते हैं तो. हाँ, आप सबको बहुत बहुत प्यार और बहुत बहुत आशीर्वाद.
Thank you, Gurudev. That was very, very inspirational for everyone who's been listening to you today. I go to the next part of our program today. We're blessed to have with us the chief guest for today's program, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra. Very, very simple, very knowledgeable, able administrator with a vast experience of public service is what Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji stands for. I fall short of words to give introduction to such a towering personality. Sir assumed the office of Governor of Maharashtra in September 2019. Sir has been the member of Legislative Council in Uttar Pradesh. He's been the member of Legislative Assembly, Uttarakhand. He's been the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand and also the Leader of Opposition. Sir has served as a Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, and has also been a member of Lok Sabha from beautiful city of Nainital. Sir served as governor to 2 states, Maharashtra and Goa. Recently, at a public function in Mumbai, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji publicly acknowledged that he had the honor of working under the guidance of Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji. With this few words of introduction, may I call upon Honorable Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, sir, to deliver his address. Sir, over to you.
I think the best has already spoken. Now the chief guest has to speak. When the guest has spoken, what remains for the guest to speak? So, Sarday, Sri जी, कर्नाटकर जी और हमारे सभी वाइस चांसलर्स और सभी श्रोतागण, मैं एक प्रार्थना से अपनी बात शुरू करूंगा. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ये केवल मंत्र नहीं था. मुझे लगता है कि इस जीवन में लोगों ने इसको सार्थक किया. हम भूल गए, हमने बहुत सी चीजें भूलते रहे और जब भूलने लगे तो सुख और हैप्पीनेस कम होता गया। और मुझे लगता है कि हमारे इस देश का सौभाग्य है, वी आर वेरी फॉर्चुनेट इनफ फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम टू हैव सच गुरुज एज इज प्रेजेंट हियर श्री श्री। इनके माध्यम से हम सब फिर से उस अनादिकाल से चले आ रहे हैं उस वैदिक संकल्पना को हम फिर से न केवल भारत में बल्कि भारत के बाहर एक ग्लोबल ऐसा वर्ल्ड वाइड फिर से एक बार हम उस सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः को, चाहे स्वामी विवेकानंद हो, अरविंद हो, और आज श्री श्री होंगे और आगे भी बहुत से लोग होंगे, उनके माध्यम से हम दुनिया को एक मैसेज दे रहे हैं कि हम सुखी हो सकते हैं, सुखी रह सकते हैं। और इसलिए आज के हमारे इस वाइस चांसलर के और अन्य इंस्टीट्यूशंस के कार्यक्रम में श्री श्री जी आए और उन्होंने अपना आशीर्वाद दिया। तो पहले तो मैं उनको प्रणाम करता हूँ और उनकी जो वाणी है वो आज विश्व को एक प्रकार से चेतना दे रही है। नाम अलग अलग है और हमारे श्री श्री जी ने उसको आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग के कहा, तो उस कला की ओर आज सभी लोग आकर्षित हो रहे हैं। और मैं तो बहुत सामान्य सा हूँ श्री श्री जी, जीवन में बहुत सुख और दुख आते हैं और मैं राजनीति में भी हूँ, पहले सामाजिक काम करता था, अब राजनीति में हूँ। यहाँ तो बड़ा उठा-पटक होती है, वो यहाँ तो सारी गीता ही शुरू विषाद योग से शुरू होती है। आज जैसे लोग मिल जाते हैं तब फिर वो संन्यास और मोक्ष योग में 18 अध्याय में खत्म होती है। तो ये जीवन ऐसा है। लेकिन इस सब में भी मैं अपने वाइस चांसलर और अन्य सभी श्रोता टीचर्स और छात्रों से कहूँगा कि जैसे श्री श्री जी अपने बहुत अच्छे अच्छे अनेक उदाहरणों से हम सबको समझाते हैं, तो मैं कहता हूँ देखो श्री श्री जी या अन्य लोग इतने ऊंचे उठ चुके हैं, शायद हम सब उनकी ओर आकर्षित तो होते हैं, उनसे सीखने की कोशिश करते हैं, लेकिन शायद उस स्थिति तक जाने में जिसमें वो हमको चाहते हैं, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, उस स्थिति पर शायद हम न पहुंचे। तो कम से कम भगत सिंह की तरह से जो उसने 10वीं कक्षा में पढ़ा था कि पूरे हैं मर्द वही जो हर हाल में खुश है, अगर हम शायद इतना भी सब लोग सीख लेंगे तो श्री श्री जी जो इतनी तपस्या कर रहे हैं, जितनी साधना कर रहे हैं, जो दुनिया भर में लोग उनकी ओर आकर्षित हो रहे हैं, तो कम से कम हम अपने देश में वहां से शुरू करेंगे तो शायद हम उस दिशा में निश्चित रूप से आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। श्री श्री जी कहते हैं ना कि अपनी कंट्री हैज गॉट इट्स स्पेशलिटी, स्पीकिंग अबाउट डिफरेंट कंट्रीज, स्पेशलिटी फॉर डिफरेंट कंट्रीज, अलग अलग देश की अलग अलग विशेषताएं है, परंतु जो शांति है, जो सुख है, जो मतलब केवल उपदेश के लिए नहीं है, केवल थ्योरी के लिए नहीं है, केवल प्रीचिंग के लिए नहीं है, but it is for practice also. But where are the people, where are the saints, at least in this era, those who are practicing it, who are the living embodiments of those principles? तो शायद अगर हम कहीं ढूंढेंगे तो हम अपने देश भारतवर्ष में ही पाएंगे और श्री श्री जी उन श्रेष्ठ लोगों में से एक है। और जब उनका मार्गदर्शन मिलता है तो निश्चित रूप से मुझे लगता है कि हम सब लोग कहीं न कहीं कुछ न कुछ थ्योरी तो हम सबको बहुत आती है, श्री श्री जी हम लोग पढ़ते हैं, कितनी किताबें पढ़ते हैं, लॉट ऑफ रीड एंड लिसन ए लॉट ऑफ पीपल आल्सो, परंतु जीवन में आखिर मेरा क्यों नहीं प्रभाव पड़ता है, हमारे करमलकर जी का प्रभाव क्यों नहीं पड़ता उतना, श्री श्री जी का क्यों प्रभाव पड़ता है, या किसी और संत का? मैं आप सामने इसलिए आप ही की बात नहीं बोलता, आप स्वयं उनको स्वीकार करेंगे कि और संतों का प्रभाव क्यों पड़ता है? इसलिए पड़ता है कि वो दे आर लिविंग द लाइफ व्हाट दे प्रीच, व्हाट दे से, जीवन में सबसे ऊपर उठ जाते हैं। तो अपने यहाँ जो कि सामने में कुछ बोलूं तो मुझे थोड़ा संकोच भी हो रहा है? जो कहा कि भाई ईसावास्यमिदं सर्वम यत्किंचित् जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुंजी था। आखिर हम अगर उस त्याग की भावना से अगर हम काम करेंगे, ये नहीं कहा कि तुम खाओ पियो मत, तेन त्यक्तेन भुंजी था माँ गृह कस्य छेदना, ये जो भावना है, हम सब we are all enlightened persons, we are highly educated persons, हम लोग कुल गुरु हैं। बड़े आजकल यहाँ श्री श्री जी हमारे यहाँ कुलपति नहीं कहते हैं, वो भगत सिंह कोश्यारी तक जो पति भी नहीं है उसको कुलपति कहते हैं और अपना कुलगुरु कहलाते हैं। तो भाई कुलगुरु हैं, तो आप हमारे प्रिंसिपल्स लोग, हमारे सब लोग, मैं सोचता हूँ कि श्री श्री जी के उपदेशों को सुनिए और सुन करके जो अपने जीवन के, हमारे देश के जो जीवन मूल्य हैं, अवॉइड टू गो आउटसाइड। हम अपने देश के अंदर, अपने यहाँ ही, और ये जरूरी नहीं है कि हम हिंदुस्तान में जितने बड़े संत हैं सब कुछ सुनना है। आप श्री श्री जी के चरणों में आ गए, उन्हीं के साथ बढ़िए आगे, तो आप लोग अगर उन्हीं के उपदेशों से, उन्हीं के जीवन का अनुसरण करते हुए, उन्हीं की बातों का अनुसरण करते हुए यदि हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो हमारे देश की जो विशेषता है कि हम सबका भला चाहते हैं, सबको सुखी चाहते हैं, सबकी शांति चाहते हैं। अब तो हम लोगों को होता है मंत्र ही शांति मंत्र होता है, उस शांति मंत्र का पाठ हम हमेशा करते हैं। इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि हम सब लोग आज जब यहाँ आए हैं और इतना सुंदर आयोजन हमारे श्रीमान नागरकर जी, मेरे हिमांशु जी मेरे पास आए थे, तो उन्होंने कहा कि हम ऐसा ऐसा चाहते हैं। तो मैंने कहा हमारे हिंदी में बोलते नेकी और पूछ-पूछ, तो नेकी और पूछ-पूछ मैंने कहा इससे क्या हो सकता है। मेरा तो श्री श्री जी आज दिल्ली से आना था, प्लेन में ही टेक्निकल फॉल्ट आ गया। अब टेक्निकल फॉल्ट आ गया है? लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि श्री श्री जी का कुछ आचरण ऐसा था, इन्होंने कहीं कुछ वेब भिड़ा के होंगी कि मुझे जहाज मिल गया, अभी अभी समय पर आपके बीच आ गया। तो व्हाट मोर हैप्पीनेस कैन बी देयर देन दिस, इससे बड़ी हैप्पीनेस क्या हो सकती है। ये तो एक संतों का जो प्रभाव होता है, ये समझना बड़ा सरल नहीं है। तो मेरा सौभाग्य कि मैं संतों के संसर्ग में रहता हूँ, उनका मुझे आशीर्वाद मिलता है। तो एक प्रकार से हम सब लोग श्री श्री जी के आज हमने इन्वाइट कर रखा है और उन्होंने सारे देश और दुनिया के अंदर एक प्रकार से इस भारतीय संस्कृति के आधार पर, भारतीय ज्ञान के आधार पर और भारत के ऋषियों की तरह अनुभूति के आधार पर, स्वयं अनुभव के आधार पर दुनिया के अंदर सारी दुनिया को आज भारत के योग की ओर, भारत के मेडिटेशन की ओर आकर्षित किया है। हम सब लोग सौभाग्यशाली हैं कि ऐसे संत, ऐसे ऋषि मुनि आज हमारे बीच में हैं। और ये जो हम सब लोग आज यहाँ इकट्ठे हुए, हम निश्चित रूप से सारे जो हमारे वाइस चांसलर्स हैं, प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, और अधिक सहभागी हैं। मुझे आज कभी कभी लग रहा था कि मैंने श्री श्री वॉज स्पीकिंग सच ए गुड हिंदी, तो मुझे पहले लग रहा था कि शुड आई स्पीक माई टूटी फूटी इंग्लिश और हिंदी में बोलूं, क्योंकि मैं तो अकस्टम विद स्पीकिंग हिंदी। श्री श्री जी, everybody was asking question in only and only in English. So I always, Sri Sri Ji, I feel happiness. When I say that when I first came here and I attended the convocations, ये सब के सब वाइस चांसलर वहाँ, they were conducting every English. मैंने कहा तुम मराठी नहीं जानते हो क्या? अब जब ये मराठी में संचालन करते हैं तो हम वेरी हैप्पी, मुझे लगता है कि मैंने सब कुछ पा लिया है। तो व्हाट हैप्पी ग्रेटर हैप्पीनेस कैन देन बी दिस। ये हैप्पीनेस का, ये भी मैं सोचता हूँ कि कभी श्री श्री जी इसका हो सकता है कि इनको अच्छा लगेगा तो बोलेंगे कि ये भी हैप्पीनेस है कि हम अपनी मातृभाषा में बोल रहे हैं। हिंदुस्तान, यहाँ महाराष्ट्र में जाता हूँ, आई अटेंड द मीटिंग्स ऑफ these chambers of commerce and all of that, and they are all conducted in English. तो मैं कहता हूँ भैया, I can speak a little English, but I cannot better in Hindi. और मैं हिंदी में बोलता हूँ तो ताली बजाते, फिर जब तुम ताली बजा रहे हो तो हिंदी में क्यों नहीं बोलते हो? फिर हमारी भाषा है। स्वामी जी, श्री श्री जी तो हिंदी स्पीकिंग एरिया से मेरे ख्याल से नहीं है, शायद आप तो किसी दूसरी हमारी क्षेत्रीय भाषा के एरिया से आते, लेकिन कितनी सुंदर हिंदी बोल रहे थे। ये क्यों बोलते हैं? इसलिए कि उनको पता है कि मैं अंग्रेजी के साथ साथ अगर हिंदी में बोलूंगा, अगर इंग्लिश समझने वाले अगर 50 करोड़ 100 करोड़ होंगे तो हिंदी समझने वाले भी 60 करोड़ तो होंगे ही होंगे दुनिया के अंदर। तो इसलिए ये हैप्पीनेस का, उनके हैप्पीनेस का राज भी यही है। हाउ स्वीट वाज यू वर स्पीकिंग, आपने हिंदी में बोला, अच्छा लग रहा था मुझे। तो इसलिए क्या है हैप्पीनेस, आपका जो एक अभियान है, उस अभियान में हम लोग आज जुड़े और आपके माध्यम से हमारे सभी आचार्यगण, हमारे सभी वाइस चांसलर ये और इसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे और अपने बच्चों का और स्वयं का ये जीवन सुखी रखेंगे, उस लिहाज से आगे काम करेंगे। आपका आशीर्वाद हम सबको मिलेगा। इसी कामना के साथ आप हमारे बीच में आए, आपको एक बार बहुत बहुत प्रणाम।
धन्यवाद सर, आपका बहुत बहुत प्रोत्साहन जो आपने आज दिया है, ये हम सब अपने साथ लेकर जाएंगे। इसके बाद मैं हिमांशु नगरकर जी से अनुरोध करूंगी कि आप आभार प्रदर्शन करें, वोट ऑफ थैंक्स।
धन्यवाद माननीय पाळकर मॅडम। मी माननीय राजपाल सरांचा धन्यवाद देतो की आपण या ठिकाणी आलात आणि या सिम्पोजियम मध्ये ऍज अ चीफ गेस्ट म्हणून या पूर्ण सिम्पोजियमला इट वॉज अ हॉलमार्क सर दॅट यू केम हिअर। आपण जी आज जो उपदेश दिलाय, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, indeed this has been the hallmark of today's symposium. Gurudev, I thank Gurudev for gracing the event with his presence and enlightening us with the wisdom and the knowledge. And Gurudev, I'm sure that the symposium will endeavor to implement the importance of mental hygiene, uniting people, and definitely bringing the happiness. Special thank to all the Honorable Vice Chancellors and dignitaries to be a part of this symposium. A very, very special thank to Honorable Dr. Nitin Karmarkar sir and Savitribai Phule Pune University for hosting an event which is one of its kind, wherein the entire heads of all the Maharashtra, Honorable Governor sir, everybody has been a part of it. I also take an opportunity to thank the Art of Living Chairman, Shri Madhu Rao ji, and Art of Living Board of Trustees. And thanks to our Director of Institution Program, Shri Rajiv Nambiar ji, who has been a constant guide to steer the project to success. Now I request all the Vice Chancellors to stay back for 5 minutes so that we can have a perspective form which can be made into a souvenir to be presented to Honorable Governor sir and Honorable Gurudev Shishi Ravishankar ji.
Thank you, honorable guest. With the permission of the chair, we declare that this program comes to an end with a small request for the Vice Chancellors to fill in the form. Thank you so much.
Durgesh sir, if you can please post the link. The link will be there in the chat box.
We shall send the link by email as well to all the Vice Chancellor. Honorable Vice Chancellor could fill this up and send it across to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so the link is there in the chat box. It's a clickable link which you could just, it'll take 5 minutes. I request all the Honorable Vice Chancellors to put in their perspective. So the idea is we will make a souvenir, and whatever feedback comes, we will be posting one photograph along with the name of the Honorable Vice Chancellor and present it to Honorable Governor.